Have you ever stopped to wonder why reaching the age of 80 feels like crossing a great mountain, but staying strong, healthy, and truly alive beyond it feels like an even greater challenge? Many people think that living long is simply a matter of luck or good genes, but the truth is, there are hidden forces, quiet, invisible, and often ignored, that slowly chip away at health, independence, and joy after 80. These forces don't announce themselves loudly. They creep in silently, shaping how you feel, how you think, and even how you see yourself. Living past 80 is a gift, but it's also a turning point. It's the stage where little habits, overlooked for decades, begin to speak louder than ever. And while many believe the decline is unavoidable, research and real-life stories show something different. Much of it can be understood, managed, and softened if you know what to watch out for. In this video, we're going to uncover the 4 powerful reasons why many people don't thrive beyond 80, and more importantly, how you can protect yourself or someone you love. These aren't just theories, they're backed by decades of medical research and lived experience from thousands of older adults around the world. And I want you to stay with me until the end, because the 4th reason may surprise you most. It isn't a medical condition or a disease. It's something deeply human, something that can determine whether the years beyond 80 feel meaningful or empty. So, let's begin this journey together. The first reason is silent inflammation, often called inflammaging. Unlike the swelling you notice after a sprain or the redness of a cut, this type of inflammation works in the shadows. It doesn't hurt at first. It doesn't always show up on regular checkups. But it quietly damages the body's cells, blood vessels, and organs year after year. Doctors call it a silent fire, one that can burn slowly for decades before anyone notices. Imagine George, 82. He never smoked. He never drank. He even walked every day around his neighborhood. But despite his efforts, he often felt drained, stiff, and mentally foggy. His blood tests looked normal at first glance. Only later did a specialist discover high levels of inflammatory markers in his system. No obvious disease, no dramatic symptoms, just years of quiet inflammation eating away at his resilience. What makes this so dangerous after 80 is that the body's ability to fight inflammation weakens with age. Things you once bounced back from in your 50s or 60s, like a few nights of poor sleep, a diet heavy in processed snacks, or long periods of sitting, suddenly take a much heavier toll. Left unchecked, inflammation raises the risk of dementia, heart disease, frailty, and even certain cancers. But here's the hopeful part. You are not powerless. Studies show that even small, consistent steps can cool this internal fire. A diet rich in whole foods, colorful vegetables, fruits, nuts, fish, and unprocessed grains acts like water on the flames. Gentle daily movement helps too, whether it's walking, stretching, or Tai Chi. Even managing stress and getting proper rest make a remarkable difference. It's not about perfection. It's about daily choices that give your body the strength to keep standing tall long after 80. The second reason is muscle loss, or sarcopenia. This is one of aging's most underestimated threats. From the outside, losing a bit of strength might seem normal, even harmless. But inside, muscle is far more than strength. It's your protector. It stabilizes your balance, cushions your joints, supports your metabolism, and keeps your blood sugar steady. Without it, every part of life becomes riskier. Most people don't notice the early signs. It might begin with jars that feel harder to open, chairs that take more effort to rise from, or stairs that suddenly seem steeper. The decline is subtle, but once it accelerates after 80, the consequences can be devastating. Frank, at 84, was cheerful and independent. He prided himself on living alone, but one ordinary afternoon, he tripped on a rug and broke his hip. What shocked him wasn't the fall itself, but the realization of how much strength he had unknowingly lost in just a few years. That single fall changed everything: weeks in bed, a walker for support, and a sudden shrinking of the freedom he once took for granted. This is why muscle is sometimes called the organ of longevity. Without it, independence quickly slips away. But like inflammation, muscle loss is not destiny. Light resistance training, even with bands, or simple household items combined with enough protein and regular walking, can preserve and even rebuild strength at any age. You don't need a gym. You don't need heavy weights. You just need consistency and a mindset that values muscle not as vanity, but as survival. After 80, Muscle is the silent shield that allows you to live not just longer, but better. The third reason is poor sleep. Sleep is the body's greatest healer, yet it is one of the first things aging steals. Many older adults shrug it off, assuming that waking up multiple times a night is just part of getting old. But the truth is, poor sleep is not harmless. It's one of the biggest factors behind memory decline, lowered immunity, and loss of energy after 80. During deep sleep, the brain performs what scientists call a nightly cleaning. It clears away toxins and waste that build up during the day. The body repairs tissues, strengthens the immune system, and resets energy levels. Without this deep rest, clarity fades, energy dwindles, and the risk of illness grows. Alice, 86, thought her restless nights were simply her new normal. She didn't see the harm in waking up 3 or 4 times each night. But slowly, her memory slipped. She grew more irritable. Her immune system weakened, leaving her vulnerable to frequent colds. Only when her doctor explained the link between her sleep and her health did she realize how powerful rest truly was. By making small changes, keeping a consistent bedtime, reducing caffeine, exposing herself to morning sunlight, and making her bedroom cooler and darker, Alice began to regain both energy and mental clarity. After 80, sleep is not a luxury, it is medicine. It shapes how clearly you think, how steady you walk, and how much energy you have to enjoy each day. If you want to live well in your later years, protect your sleep as carefully as you protect your food and your safety. And now, the fourth reason, one that often matters more than all the others: loneliness and the loss of daily purpose. This is not something most doctors talk about. It isn't measured on a blood test. But it is one of the strongest predictors of whether life beyond 80 feels rich or empty. Humans are wired for connection. We are meant to be needed, to belong, to wake up with a sense of purpose. But after 80, many people lose this. Friends pass away. Children move far away. Physical challenges make socializing harder. Slowly, days become quieter, not the peaceful kind of quiet, but the heavy silence of feeling unseen. Bill, 88, lives alone. His wife passed away 5 years ago, and his children live across the country. He cooks, he watches TV, he keeps his home tidy. But some days, he admits, pass without him speaking to another soul. What he misses most isn't the noise or the busyness. It's the feeling of being needed, the sense that his presence matters to someone. Studies show that loneliness can shorten life expectancy as much as smoking or obesity. It weakens immunity, raises the risk of depression, and even speeds up cognitive decline. But the answer isn't always grand. Purpose doesn't have to mean saving the world. It can be as small as tending a garden, writing letters, feeding the birds, volunteering a few hours, or simply making a phone call to check on someone else. Each of these creates a rhythm, a reason to get up, and a reminder that life still holds meaning. So, as we bring this together, let's reflect. Living beyond 80 is not just about adding years. It's about protecting what makes those years worth living: your strength, your clarity, your rest, and your purpose. Silent inflammation, muscle loss, poor sleep, and loneliness are not inevitable curses. They are challenges. And challenges can be met with awareness, small daily actions, and a commitment to keep showing up for yourself. Ask yourself, which of these 4 reasons spoke to you the most? Was it the quiet danger of inflammation, the fragility of muscle, the overlooked importance of sleep, or the human need for purpose? Don't just let this knowledge sit in your mind.